It's the Uncovering Anomalies podcast, episode 140.
Yes, episode 140. We're back,
140. And it's a weirdly normal episode. We have no guests. We're not taking a week off. It's just you and me hanging out, talking about UFOs.
Absolutely. Just like old times.
Just like the old times.
Yeah, no agenda, just discussion, seeing what's going on in UFO land.
Yeah, no deep dive. We're taking this week to catch up on all the stuff that's happened over the last couple weeks.
Right. I mean, like you said, we weren't here last week, and the week before we did have a show, but it was with Nick and Sid on the Bitcoin Live network. And what we didn't cover, we were going to cover last week, was what happened after that episode. And we'll take a look at that stuff. But I mean, on that episode, we covered I think we spent 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more, on Chupacabra and Red Panda being targeted by the Lou crew, right? That's all we did was cover it, and then all of a sudden we get a copyright strike. 2 of them actually, but one of them was a strike. The other one, they still removed it on Spotify.
Yeah, funny how that works, huh?
Yeah.
You point out the bias against certain content creators, and all of a sudden you get targeted.
Yeah, exactly. And we've been at this for 3 years. We have over 130 episodes, and then all of a sudden, when we cover that, we get a strike. So Spotify did remove that episode, and we were actually doing pretty well on Spotify, better than other platforms. So probably that's why that one got targeted. Is that episode available on YouTube at least? It is, and it's on Rumble and everywhere else. I think other podcasting platforms, it's up there. It's on Apple, just not Spotify.
Fantastic.
I know, right? Who would have thought? And their founder CEOs just stepped down, I think, a couple months ago. So now there's 2 new CEOs. They're called co-CEOs.
That's always a good sign.
Yeah, they're probably just proving to the industry that, don't worry, we're here to protect you and your copyrights. From the small guys who hardly get any views.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Our entire channel is really taken away from those big time
exactly.
Other channels.
Exactly. Yeah. We must have been effective somehow if we got under someone's skin. How about that? I mean,
the CIA. We got under the CIA skin, buddy.
I mean, look, here's Red Panda covering it from last week. What date? Is there a date on here? And basically what happened is first I said, I was asking Spotify, I'm like, why are you targeting UAP podcasts and removing episodes for copyright infringement with no timestamps of the material used? Utterly ridiculous. And I go on and say that people should not use big tech for their RSS feeds. Anyway, then I thought about it. I'm like, wait a minute, it's because we covered it. So I said after that, weird how once we covered Lou's attack dogs going after Red Panda and Chupacabra, we get 2 strikes in just 2 days. And there's Red Panda also talking about it, which was cool. Give us lots of exposure on that episode. And he clipped the segment so people can hear it for themselves. We didn't say anything crazy. We were
very nice. Thank you so much, Red Panda.
Yeah, isn't that cool of them? Look at that picture. He definitely put that there.
It looks like it was him in particular that issued the strikes.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like what these guys are saying.
I mean, he documents all this. Look, Jeremy McGowan is another one. Jeremy McGowan posted his UFO sighting on Reddit, which led him to being on unidentified on History Channel. After witnessing red flags from Lou, he stepped back, which caused him to be targeted by the Lou crew. And that's him talking about it. He's got so many other examples of this going on. Look at this guy. Someone showed up to my mom's house asking all these questions about me. They got the address from their illegal copyright strike. Whoa.
So scary, man.
Oh, so wait a minute, because they did an illegal copyright strike. Is it under I don't know. Area 503 Manny describes a strange man showing up to his mother's house after the attacks from the Lou crew following the release of his podcast episode. Whoa, look at that.
This is like true Men in Black shit.
Yeah. I mean, he's counter intel, so I guess he's using those skills, right?
Yeah. I guess so.
Should we listen to this? It's on.
I mean, we can, unless we want this episode to get copy
All right, fine. Yeah. Anyway,
stricken too.
we will leave the link to this post here, and you guys can definitely figure it out. But why don't we get the episode started with In the Static?
Well, why don't we get the episode started with that is I have a need to know Adam.
Hey everybody.
And I am the new and improved Topher, fresh out of the hospital. I won't go into details, but that is 100% true.
We can talk about the details, and we probably should. But yes, and what is today? Today is November 9th. It is a Sunday. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And why don't we start out with our music video?
Let's do it.
There's a podcast to find voices from shadows deep and unrefined. Anomalies whisper through the connections so thin. Secrets unmasking where the truth has been.
Tuned into frequencies from a dimension that hides ancient mysteries where reality collides. Alien code echoing in the cold starred sky. We unravel the questions that make reason fly. Uncovering the secrets that they want concealed. Broadcasting the whispers that were once sealed. In the loops of space we hunt what's concealed. Through the static truth will be revealed. Voices narrating tales of interstellar rain. Binary prophecies that drive us insane. Reading waves of madness with a calm refrain. Decoding the signals like it's encoded pain. Neon lights flicker on our digital quest. The tantalizing unknown, keeping us obsessed. Amidst the chaos and the echoes we invest. In every anomaly our souls manifest. Uncovering the secrets that they want concealed. Broadcasting the whispers that were once sealed. In the loops of space we hunt what's concealed. Through the static truth will be revealed.
Boom, 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 boom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love it. Such a great music video.
Well, welcome back. I'm happy we're doing this episode like an old days format.
Yeah, me too, man. Bringing it back old school style.
Hells yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the podcast is expanding. We're doing a lot of cool things. We're doing collaborations. Lots of cool stuff on the horizon. I'm really excited for the future of the show.
Yeah, and we have a cool project coming up as well. We're working on it in the background. I think it will do humanity and disclosure. I think give it a nice push if it's successful. But we're seeing lots of support for it from the crypto community and stuff. So once that's ready, we will announce it, and yeah, that should be fun.
Yeah.
But like you said, lots of collaborations. We'll be on the show will be streamed on Bitcoin Live every other week just to reach that audience. And then, yeah, but we continue to be here week by week as long as we can do it.
As long as we can do it. as long as Topher is not in the hospital, we are good to go.
No, man. Glad to see you doing well and in good spirits.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's good. It's good to be back.
Sweet, dude. So Dick Cheney died last week.
Yeah. real unfortunate. Real bummer.
The guy,
Bummer.
yeah. I mean, there was do you know James Corbett? He's a conspiracy podcaster. He's been doing it since 2003 or 2004. Something. He's been doing it for a long time. He's got a really good show called I think it's called the James Corbett Report, just like that. Anyway, he did a nice hour or an hour and a half documentary on how terrible Dick Cheney was and what he was responsible for, and in the UFO land, he is the guy at the top of the pyramid. We did a show about that actually, maybe last year, and I'll link it in the show notes. But basically, who's at the top of the UFO pyramid? It's Dick Cheney.
Mm-hmm.
And here's Michael Sala saying former VP Dick Cheney, who just died at age 84. He was on his 5th heart transplant, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
The most deserving of a 5th heart transplant, Dick Cheney. Jesus Christ.
He had an ignominious public career. He was implicated in both the September 11 false flag attack and helped orchestrate the 2003 Iraq War on false pretenses. He was also a key player in the UFO cover-up, which began while he was Secretary of Defense from 1989 to 1993. According to insiders, Cheney was a regular visitor to the S4 facility at Area 51. I mean, yeah, it just goes with his personality.
That's so. Yeah, I was gonna say that's so typical.
Yeah,
the guy who's most involved in the cover-up is the one who has the most information.
Yeah. And the guy's been in power for so long. Could you imagine? I mean, before he was Secretary of Defense in the late 80s and early 90s, he was
probably giving him alien hearts.
Yes, yeah. But surprisingly, he didn't last long enough. So he might be just too evil. Where they're like, more just. Oh, and he also was a big, not architect, but designer or whatever. I can't find the word of the continuity of government, and he was very involved with that, especially during the 9/11 days. Which would make him president.
I was gonna say they say he was the actual president during 9/11 and everything that happened after.
Yes, and James Corbett covers that that they went through procedures to make him basically the one in charge and not Bush during 9/11, and Bush just watched from afar while Dick Cheney did everything.
Well, I mean, one of Bush's things that he always talked about is he said he never wanted to be a wartime president. And
there you go.
I mean, look what happened. He got shoved to the side so Dick Cheney could be in charge.
I mean, he ran on a humble foreign policy. That's why he won. He wanted to close down all the army bases around the world and bring the troops home. That was what he won on. And they're in the middle of doing that until 9/11 happened. Another excuse, because basically the excuse was, well, the Cold War's over. We don't need to be spending this money anymore. We don't need to be in all these countries. And he called it, he goes, nation building. He goes, we should not be in the business of nation building. And what did he do after 9/11? I mean, yes, destroyed nations, but also the excuse was to bring democracy to them. Yeah, that didn't work too well, did it?
No, what? Are you kidding me? The Middle East is so stable right now.
Oh, yeah, so stable. Yeah, and just they complete. What was the Christian population in Iraq? I think it was 6 million or something like that, or 8 million. It was high. Now it's nothing. It's like in the thousands. Same with Syria. Yeah, completely decimated it. Definitely got rid of the Muslims, the extremist Muslims. Actually, there were created ISIS. Are we going off on a tangent?
A little bit.
All right. So more disturbing was his participation in a CIA-run black program that conducted assassinations, which was exposed by Seymour Hersh in 2009. Targeted individuals included those who threatened UFO secrecy, according to one of these hitmen, Connor O'Ryan, who would cool off at S4 and saw Cheney there. O'Ryan's testimony was recorded in 1991 by the legendary Lieutenant Colonel Wendell Stevens, who released the interviews over a decade later. My 2-part series here. Yeah. If you remember, this guy interviewed Grusch, and let's listen here what Grusch told him.
I talked to a high-level UFO whistleblower last year, and I said to him, who among all the people in society is keeping this secret? Who sits atop the pyramid of classified information about UFOs. And I thought he was going to say something strange like the Grand Mason of the, Scottish Rite Lodge or Prince Charles or the Mossad. But he said, Dick Cheney.
What I can tell you is that these are people whom I know are directly involved as legacy program gatekeepers. One of them sat on the National Security Council with Dick Cheney in his White House years. It's very, very interesting to see the people who are now being revealed to me as the people involved in, frankly, this cover-up. And yes, they are going to be named. They are going to be revealed. There is going to be an unveiling of who these people are in my own good time.
Well, yeah, thanks there, Ross. But so there's Dick Cheney, very powerful man. And he was actually, they mentioned him in the book, Exempt from Disclosure. So there's lots of sources pointing to Cheney being at least, one of the highest people in this UFO secrecy. Yeah. And where did he work? Was it Halliburton?
Mm-hmm.
Which is a defense contractor?
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny how that works. Didn't he work at Halliburton like right after he ended?
Yeah,
right after he stopped working for the White House.
Yeah, and he gave them contracts, no bid contracts, and they made $40 billion off the Afghanistan and Iraq wars. Profit.
Yeah.
Weird.
And
because what he did was, and this is during the days where there was some ethics, right? When they joined government, I mean, they were still corrupt, but so when he joined, he put all his shares in a trust which he wouldn't touch, right? So apparently that trust had Halliburton stocks worth 15 million. After he left, those stocks were worth 75 million. And of course the trust went right to him once he finished his position at the White House.
man, we need to I'm not calling for violence, but we need to start going after people that do shit like this. I mean, this is so corrupt and just immoral. It's horrible. It's destroying not only this country, but it's destroying this world.
It is just, for greed, and for them to hoard knowledge about humanity, its place in the universe, and this technology, and just so they can get richer. I mean, he died. Did he take that 75 million plus with him? No, he didn't. I don't get the reasoning.
But and then it goes back to he had what? You said 5 heart transplants? You're telling me there are no other people that deserve those hearts? Dick Cheney deserved those hearts more than anyone else on the planet?
I'm sure there wasn't a waiting list for him. Right? There probably wasn't a waiting list for him. That's for sure.
Yeah, because the rich and the elite don't have the same rules as the rest of us.
No, unfortunately not. And this UFO secret is just at the core of the corruption. I mean, at least it was the beginning of it. It's, it started that way, and it was copied in different agencies and administration and industries. I mean, the pharma industry, we wouldn't have had COVID-19 if the government wasn't so secret and corrupt. I mean, they applied the same thing they were doing with the defense contractors, but did it with big pharma, where they were the government was funding the research, but then the corporations get the patents and the profit, even though we funded it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then it's a revolving door of everyone that works at the FDA goes onto the board of big pharma and around. Same thing with defense contractors. It's just this system is. Anyway, it's coming to an end. It's just how bad is it going to be? How bad is the crash going to be?
Yeah, well, is it going to end?
They would love it to continue. I mean, that's a great question. I see this new Genius Act that they just passed, the Crypto Act, right? Of them trying to perpetuate this system, and it's a way for them to pay off that debt using this new scheme. And yeah, I'm not saying that they don't want it to go on forever. They definitely want it to go on forever. But the thing is, people are waking up. Like, everyone knows about this Genius Act. I'm not going to say no one's going to, but watch all these countries ban whatever they're trying to do. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. If they run out of options, they're going to have to crash it.
Yep. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. What's his name? Eric Davis. Here, we can just listen. We can just listen and talk about this. But this is on the. This is with James Fox.
Perfect.
Interesting what he says here.
Where's the proof? We have alien spaceships in our possession. We have bodies. Where and why can't I get the specifics to verify those claims?
If the President of the United States issued an executive order that absolves me of all of my TSSCI NDAs. NDAs are non-disclosure agreements. Those are the agreements we have to sign for every compartment in our SCI clearances. So if the President waives or absolves my obligation to those NDAs, and I get subpoenaed by Congress, somebody on Capitol Hill, some committee, either in the Senate or the House or the both, to reveal everything I know that I learned from my investigations, both unclassified and classified, into the legacy UAP, crash retrieval, and hardware reverse engineering and NHI programs, I would do so. If I could be waived from that or absolved in some fashion by presidential order, and if Congress subpoenas me, yes, I would go and tell them everything I know.
Huh. What do you think of that? I mean, I don't see Trump doing an executive order.
No, I don't either. Trump is so he's so. I think UFOs are so far down his list at this point. He's more concerned about doing really weird things. What's his newest thing? He wants to do $2,000 checks to everyone right now. Do you see that?
Yeah, I did. Well, no, I didn't see that. I saw the 50-year mortgage thing instead of 30 years. And I was like, that's ridiculous, man. But no, I didn't see 2,000. Is that for the money they made from tariffs?
Supposedly it's a stimulus check.
I mean, $2,000 is fine, but wouldn't that just again increase debt? I mean, if you're just doling out money like this, I mean, that $2,000 is going to hurt.
Right.
I mean, COVID, we're still dealing with what they printed during COVID.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's just continuing the problems that the Biden administration created.
It's insane. It's insane because all those people that were never Trumpers are now around him, calling themselves MAGA.
Man,
it's just insane to see, and then telling everyone else they're not MAGA, right?
Yeah.
So
we voted for change, and we got more of the same.
Isn't that always what happens? We always get duped. It happened with Obama. Look how tiny this guy is. I didn't know how tiny he was.
Yeah, a pretty small guy. You know what? To be fair to him, maybe that's a really big chair.
Maybe, yes. And the camera, you can see how it's down low too, so it could add like an optical illusion kind of thing. So this is out of James Fox's. It's an updated documentary from Moment of Contact, which is the Varginha case. So he has updated it and included new scenes. And he even got one of the doctors, and the thing is, this is in Spanish, so we might have to read it. One of the doctors, one of the doctors that saw the alien, he got him to come in front of the camera and talk about it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in Portuguese, though. Wait, let me see.
Meu nome é Ítalo.
Yeah. Is there a transcript, or should we just read it while he's talking?
Well, there's subtitles, but for our listeners who don't watch, I'll do the reading.
Okay, should I make it slower just in case?
Yeah, why don't you do that?
All right, let's see if that works.
My name is Italo something another. I went to school in Sao Paulo for neurology and neurosurgery.
All right, maybe I should make it quicker.
I have done more than 5,000 surgeries. I want to share this message that I really saw it. I went in to see a patient.
Oh, yeah.
And it was not a patient. It was really an alien. Clearly an alien.
That's crazy.
Cranium shaped like a teardrop. So like a gray. Eyes shaped like a teardrop. He's describing a gray. I went to see a patient thinking it was a human.
Nobody told him.
And I saw there a magnificent being from a world unknown to me.
Look at his, yeah.
I wondered if he was suffering. He was not. If he was cognizant, he was.
I trust him.
Very calm, very tranquil, like it understood what I was thinking entirely.
Damn.
It's nice to share this to explain that there are things out there beyond our imagination. To me, it was very important to see it because I saw the immensity of the universe. It's not just us here in such a wonderful world. There must be many other worlds, and that being was proof of it.
Very cool. He doesn't look like he's lying, that's for sure. At least
Yeah.
it doesn't. At least it doesn't stand out. Now, it's going to be a longer interview, of course, and it will be in the new James Fox. Well, not new, but update. Which people were asking. They're like, "Dude, I bought the documentary. Does that mean I have to rebuy it?" And he's like, "Don't worry about it. I usually make it free for everyone a month after."
Yeah, cool.
So that's good
cool.
to know. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we can definitely in a month we'll check back, and I want to watch the entire interview just because you want to. If someone experienced this, you want to like try to be in that guy's shoes. Like, how was it? How was it like, right, to look at that being and just.
So weirdly enough, I just watched the Y-Files episode on the Varginha. Is it, how do you pronounce it? Varginha alien. It's a very interesting case. AJ kind of debunks it just because a lot of the eyewitness testimony doesn't match up or it changes over the years. And the three girls who claimed to it, who saw the thing crouching like in a back alley or whatever, they refused to talk to reporters unless they got paid.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's weird.
But the footprints that they found were really interesting. The guy who saw the UFO crash, they said it looked like a submarine with a crack down the side that was spitting out white smoke. It's a really cool case. I recommend everyone go and check out the Y-Files episode on the Varginha UFO/alien sighting. Really cool. Really, really cool story.
Yeah, it is. And also that documentary for Moment of Contact is a great documentary. It talks to all these military people, all the doctors, the nurses, yes, and those girls as well that saw so many witnesses. So it's kind of hard to debunk when you have all those different witnesses.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we have the Age of Disclosure is coming out on the 21st of November. So
yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, so they're making the rounds, and this is he was on the Bill Maher show, and this is a clip from MTG. She was also a guest on the show, and of course, they ask her what she thinks UFOs are. Not a surprise, just like other congressmen or
is she on the? She calls them demons, right?
Yeah, just like So like Tucker, he goes angels or demons, and Burleson as well, and Luna. Luna goes, "Oh, you gotta read the Book of Enoch." Just making everyone stuck in 1,000-year-old interpretations of these things. So here's MTG.
But, I mean, it's one of those things. Like I don't think it needs to be exclusive.
No, absolutely not. Yeah,
because when you think about it, you go back to whatever 12th century or even the early 32 BC or whatever. Everything comes from a religious context, right? And so when you see something that looks alien, you go, "Oh, that's a demon. That's demonic."
Right. Exactly. Yes, and that's what these things are. It's a religious perspective and a religious filter,
right?
And at some point we did evolve past that when it came to science and scientific achievement, and then we've regressed, I would say, really since 9/11. It's been just regressing backwards. So this is what we're seeing with MTG. She's saying, of course, that they're demons. Let's take a listen.
I think people deserve to know the truth about it.
There was a hearing recently, right? Both of them are in the movie.
Yeah.
And a lot more came out. And there's a lot more people who are on board now. Very, very serious people.
I think it's a serious issue. Yeah, I'd love to know more about it, but we're not told anything about it.
In the film, one of the senior intelligence officials named Jay Stratton, he was the director of air and space warfare at the Defense Intelligence Agency, and then he ran the U.S. government's UAP task force. He tells a story about how he was trying to run this issue up the flagpole and bring attention to it.
At the Pentagon.
At the Pentagon, in a serious office space. And his superiors told him that they thought these things were demons and that he was doing the devil's work by looking into it. And on camera in the film, he says, I can't believe these words were coming out of their mouths. He's like, I'm briefing them on an advanced aerospace vehicle that's absolutely there. It's been spotted by trained observers like our Navy fighter pilots in their $80 million airplanes that we trust them with, right? It's been spotted on data collection systems like satellite and radar. And this guy's telling me it's a demon. It's insane. and he's like, my mind was blown, and this is something I'm dealing with inside of the government.
It's Halloween. Let me just ask the final question for the panel. Do you think demons and the devil are real?
Absolutely. I'm a Bible-believing Christian. I definitely, and I believe those could be fallen angels.
All these things could be real.
Fallen angels.
Yeah, fallen
The
angels.
aliens are fallen angels.
That's possible. I think that's what they could be. That's what makes sense in my worldview.
Yeah, there we go. From my worldview, and I've said it so many times, and we've said it so many times, is that fine, you want to have that worldview, okay, but don't make it an excuse to not tell people about these things or investigate them. Like telling Jay Stratton you're doing the devil's work by looking into these that's the Collins elite right there. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Which,
yeah, I mean, let's just say, like, straight up, like, let's say they are, let's say the Christian Bible is 100% the truth.
mm-hmm.
I think it's completely ignorant to not, if you're going to go, okay, these are demons, and you refuse to do any kind of research into that, that's so ignorant and just dumb to me.
Right. And even Tucker got to that point where he goes, he doesn't even want to know anymore. He goes, I believe that they're spiritual entities and they've been around for a long time, and that's it. He's done there. And now I get that, right? A lot of people want their questions or their answers all in one book, in one location, and they don't want to think about these things. And that's what, religion gives comfort in. So, I get it. I'm not like that. But
yeah, I'm not either. Like if they truly are demons, Christian style demons, I still like want to know about them.
Right, exactly. Yes, it doesn't mean you leave them alone. And then obviously we're reverse engineering their tech. So it just seems like a gatekeeping tactic.
Yeah.
Right. Like don't look into this. It's demonic when they're the ones looking into it.
It's a fear tactic.
Right, exactly. It's just like another layer of the onion that you have to peel through.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who knows what the other layer is, and that's how these programs are designed, right? To keep people off track and finding out what they really are. So that's going to be an interesting documentary. Here's the whole interview. Why did I stop it here? I think they talk about is it the Mormons or? Because I think we're trying to figure out who's stopping this from coming out, right? Mm-hmm. Whose worldview would it completely shatter? Because that's what it's really about. Yes, right. It's going to be hurtful to the economy or whoever is in charge of the economy now, like the oligarchs and stuff like that, and their industries. Yes, but I think religion has always been that number one issue that they don't want to hurt or shake too much. So Mar is a known atheist. I don't know about Farah. I don't know what he is, but definitely Mar is an atheist.
If you think the Scientologists are weird. Yes, they believe God is a 6'2" man, 6'2". They know his exact height. And he lives on the planet Kolob. Where's Kolob? Well, if you hit Orc, you've gone too far. That's all I can tell you. But No. But this theory is that Harry Reid wants to legitimize alien invasion because it makes his religion make more sense.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't have to answer. But here's my question. Is this something that has been hidden from presidents themselves? Because, you know, it's been 80 years. I mean, somehow a lot of this stuff has been kept under wraps. Wouldn't Trump have blabbed about it?
So one of the shocking interviews in my film is Secretary Rubio going on the record saying that this has been so deeply hidden that even presidents are not told all the facts around this topic. They're sort of given a little bit of information and they're told the direction this is going to go, but they're kept out of it. And that was pretty shocking to hear someone at Rubio's level making that clear.
And there's also the theory I saw in your movie that possibly when these crashes take place, they're doing it on purpose so that we'll be able to absorb their technology, that we have found their spacecraft, possibly, and we will reverse engineer it so we could learn. Can you think of anything we actually may have learned from an alien crash?
Like there's a lot of speculation on what sort of technology that we've benefited from has come out of these situations.
Tang.
Do young people even know that reference to Tang? Is Tang even a thing anymore?
I don't think. I was gonna say, like, I mean, I know what Tang is. It's the juice, right? The orange.
Yeah.
Juice.
Yes.
But yeah. I don't even know if it's around anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I don't get the reference. That I mean, I guess because it's made of chemicals and gross or something.
But I mean, in all seriousness, you know, people think, you know, Wi-Fi is one of the things that we learned from alien technology.
Yeah, I mean, internet is created by DARPA. Many people say DARPA is the one in charge of the reverse engineering program. So,
well,
who knows?
You know, and then you've got things that the public are not allowed to access, like 0-point energy and free energy and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, metamaterials, biotech. According to Corso, night vision, fiber optics. Right, that was all in his books.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and he said, right, Rubio said that it's keeping away from presidents, or they're told enough, and then, you know, the intel community tells them, well, we're going to take it this way, and that's it. Like the president doesn't have really a say of what the strategy is.
Yeah, it goes back to who was the one that made the deal with the Greys? Was it Eisenhower?
Yeah, Eisenhower.
Yeah, one of the parts of that deal was no president after him would be privy to any of the knowledge of that deal.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Truman knew some stuff. I mean, definitely JFK was the last one, right? He wanted to share information with the Russians about UFOs and for them to share the information that they had. Many people say that's one of the reasons he got taken out as well. So it probably ended there, I would think.
Yeah.
This is Burleson. He recently asked the White House and is waiting for access to locations with bodies and craft. He asked J.D. Vance to go with him. Also, Matt Ford yesterday. Trump and Rubio were read into all of the UAP programs. Both men know what's going on with UAP and the non-human pilots behind them.
Yeah, I going back to that last clip. I don't know. I don't think Trump could keep his mouth shut about this. I really don't. Well,
yeah,
okay.
I mean, unless it hurts Israel, you know.
That being said, you know, one of the things that Trump ran on was the drones going on over New Jersey, and he came out and said it was just FAA drones. So maybe he does know how to keep his mouth shut.
He's like Mr. Deep State now. He just says the most ridiculous things, and it's like just fed by the intelligence community, and he doesn't even question it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he's done for his legacy, I guess you would say it. Screw us, though. Epstein, what? What Epstein files? What are you guys talking about?
You guys are still talking about Epstein?
Yeah. Man, that was so shocking. You guys, he goes, wait. You're still talking about Epstein? That guy was a creep. Like, what, dude? What?
Unbelievable. Yeah, I couldn't believe that. What a letdown. What a letdown this presidency has turned into.
I know. He'll probably do the same thing about UFOs. What UFOs?
Yep.
And of course, we have the top 2 Zionists in the country who get read in to to the reality of UFOs.
Mm-hmm.
And if it hurts the project, they're definitely not going to disclose it. I'm going to tell you here.
Yep.
Right. And they need people to believe in, the myths, or else Greater Israel won't be created, nor will the third temple. Did we play a clip on this that there was actually someone in the press corps asking the press secretary if Donald Trump's been asked about building a third temple, and she's like, no. But they're starting to seed that in there.
I don't think we played that clip. No.
Oh shit! Maybe I should look for it. Yeah, it was some rabbi that got into the press corps. Oh, now Laura Loomer has a Department of Defense pass. Not a surprise, I guess.
Good.
Yeah. What is it? Oh, Third Temple Press. Was it called Press Corps when they're there, or was she press secretary?
I think so.
There it is. 1 second. All right.
He's going to go down as the greatest builder of this era, and you've been in on a lot of those meetings with him. Has, to your knowledge, has the subject of rebuilding the Holy Temple in Jerusalem come up?
It has not. No, it has not. I don't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Has the question of building the third temple come up?
Jesus.
So,
oh man, just go ahead and replace that flag in the background.
I know, and well, people are really waking up to it. They're just going crazy over Tucker Carlson, and because he put on Nick Fuentes on his show,
mm-hmm.
and they're losing it. They're absolutely losing it. There's basically declared war on Carlson, Fuentes, MTG. Who's the other one? Oh, Owens, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Candace Owens.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I wanted to play this last week. There was a crash retrieval recently that happened last month or a couple months ago.
Oh, nice.
And George Knapp covered it, and it was near Area 51. And this is just a fascinating news section here. And cool. They did, you'll love it because they did the exact same procedure as they always do for crash retrievals. So yeah, let's take a listen here.
That fell from the sky and crashed just near Area 51. And tonight, the public is still in the dark.
So that crash was quickly covered up, both literally and figuratively. 8 News Now Chief Investigator George Knapp thinks the official story, as told by the military, is false.
And we are lucky because George joins us here in the studio with more on what he's now dug up. George?
Well, how quickly might the government respond to a crash of an unknown object? What happened back on September 23rd on public land outside the boundary of Area 51 is a textbook example of how crash retrievals work. And to no one's surprise, pretty much everything told to the public since then is pure fiction.
You can see this in F-18.
Scanners and computers inside this room listen to and record radio traffic inside Area 51 round the clock. On the morning of September 23rd, York Arnew heard some astonishing news.
Had my cup of coffee and I'm listening to Area 51 security, and all of a sudden they get very serious. Locked down the base.
Arnew learned there'd been a large but totally secret air operation in the middle of the night and that something had gone wrong.
So we just had an asset go down. We had an asset go down. This is not Creech security, this is Area 51 security. And they had an asset go down. And then the next thing.
Yeah, clear. Also shown behind is the UAV, unmanned aircraft with ordnance.
He picked up details about strict security measures which were implemented almost immediately. Not only was Area 51 itself locked down, but within a very short time, so too was a large swath of the Tikaboo Valley. it became clear that some kind of craft had crashed miles outside of Area 51's boundaries on public land adjacent to Highway 375, also known as the ET Highway. Arnu jumped in his truck and headed south from his home in Rachel. But while driving on what's known as Mailbox Road, he ran into an armed patrol.
They had the gun in front of them, not pointed at me, but very visibly in front of them. And it was clear they meant business.
He backtracked and headed south on the ET Highway to Groom Lake Road, the main entrance to the base. It too was blocked off by sheriff's deputies and military security. A military helicopter with an attached basket was sitting there, presumably ready to haul out wreckage of something. A pair of porta potties suggested the team planned to be there for a while.
Almost the entire Tikaboo Valley was shut down.
At the Little Ailey Inn in Rachel, employees were in the dark about a crash, but saw the beefed-up security at closed-off roads and knew something big was unfolding. Crashes are not an everyday occurrence out here, but locals have seen plenty of them over the decades.
If this thing would have crashed anywhere in restricted airspace, in restricted area, we would have never known about it.
After being turned away from the presumed crash site, Arnu and the aerospace sleuths on his website, dreamlandresort.com, began gathering and sharing bits and pieces of information. The FAA had ordered the closure of airspace over a particular spot in the valley. That was a big clue. Then 4 days after the crash, the security teams vanished. Arnu went back out for a look. The Air Force had used heavy equipment to plow a dirt road across a section of desert. Arnu followed it and found what he thought was the crash site, then shared it online. That's when things got strange, even by Area 51 standards. A second wave of cleanup crews descended on the site, presumably to pick up any remaining debris, but they also used graders to cover the entire area with a thick layer of dirt, literally a cover-up. Creech Air Force Base, which is home to a fleet of Reaper drones and other UAVs, issued a statement explaining that the, quote, unmanned aircraft was one of theirs. The same statement claimed someone had been tampering with the crash site and had scattered assorted pieces from other aircraft, along with an inert training bomb. The Air Force said the FBI was investigating this alleged tampering at the site. Arnu was amused but not convinced.
The only thing they could get that person for is littering on public land.
That's the story, is it came from Creech and now the FBI is investigating. You think that's bogus?
That's absolutely bogus. I think that was designed to make people not go there.
Arnu drove back out and realized the site he first videotaped was a staging area, not the crash site. 200 yards away, the telltale burn marks on Joshua trees indicated this was where the object slammed into the earth. Both he and another aerospace explorer found pieces of who knows what, debris that came from something other than a drone, seemingly planted to confuse anyone who came looking. But they also found pieces under the dirt that are likely the real thing.
I'm pretty sure that this piece came off the actual aircraft.
Arnu, who was at the site of a genuine Reaper crash years earlier, says there's no way the Air Force could ever recover every piece of a crashed aircraft, so they added some dirt and sprinkled in some misdirection instead.
If I were them, I would probably do just that.
Is there a good guess about what crashed? On the Dreamland Resort website, members, including former military and retired defense contractors, chimed in. The leading theory is that the drone was one of a latest generation of AI-controlled craft that accompany advanced fighter planes and can act independently to get the job done.
The next generation air dominance project is the big thing at Area 51. So the pilot flies along and says, hey, there's a target on the ground, drone 1, go check it out, and if it's a bad guy, take care of it. And drone 1 goes and does the rest.
If the military wants to keep a secret about strange things that fall out of the sky, they have many tools at their disposal. Lock down the base, seal off the public land, put out a cover story, sprinkle some disinformation over the whole thing. Arnu says the middle of night operation that ended with the crash is one of the biggest he's ever heard of, nicknamed Black Flag. He has a good idea which hangar at the Area 51 base houses the unknown drones, but is not willing to say more. It is, after all, almost 3 years to the day since FBI agents kicked in the door of his home and carted away his computers and cameras. No charges have ever been filed. Back to you.
Oh, so that's the guy. So they already kicked down his door, the FBI. I remember that 3 years ago. I think we covered it.
we probably did. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things. So if something crashes close to Area 51, you have to assume it's ours. But
Yes.
the fact that they're doing such a they're working so hard to make it seem like it's one of ours.
Yeah.
Brings the
weird.
whole thing into question.
Yeah, it is very weird how they sprinkled all those just garbage basically on the site, knowing these guys would go and check for it.
Yeah,
throwing them off, planting that story. The helicopter, I mean, that's like Jake Barber, right? They had the harness and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So very cool. Is it ours? Possibly, right? I'll say more likely that it is than not.
There's also the possibility that it's Chinese or Russian or something too.
Yeah, and we captured it.
And the government, doesn't want the public to know how deep into U.S. territory that a foreign government got. That's a possibility as well.
Yeah, that's a good point, because that would actually cause panic if China or Russia was able to penetrate Area 51 and that area, a super secret area. I mean, that would cause panic. Like, we don't have control of our skies. We know we don't have complete control of our skies.
Yeah, we had a fucking balloon flying over.
Right.
We had a balloon from China flying over United States airspace. 2 of them, I think.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Knapp is busy, I guess, this week. He also covered, and we'll cover Lacatski. If you remember, Lacatski was the head of the AWSAP program. Him and Jeremy interviewed him, which was a great interview, part 1. But he's got a new book coming out, which is why Lacatski is now doing the rounds, of course, buy my book kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's called New Insights, and he's bringing out information apparently that the DNI won't bring out, which is stuff that they found out during AWSAP and ATIP.
Right.
So we'll see. I mean, buy my book, which is so annoying.
We should write a book.
Yeah, it's funny because in that interview he says he doesn't make any money off the books. He makes like $1.50 profit per book or something.
Uh-huh.
So
that means he only sold like 8 books.
Right. Well, and Lacatski's a strange one. He definitely guards secrets, because he's very careful for what he says and what he's authorized to say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, here's a clip from George interviewing Lacatski, and then we'll also go through what him and Jeremy did with Lacatski.
Nice.
Well, the largest UFO investigation ever funded by the U.S. government was carried out in total secrecy, and it happened right here in Las Vegas.
And while most of the reports produced by the program are still classified, the scientist who managed the program is spilling some of what he knows.
Dr. James Lacatski worked for the DIA, or Defense Intelligence Agency, and says the goal of the program was to figure out UFO technology and to one day build our own.
He spoke exclusively with 8 News Now Chief Investigator George Knapp. George now joining us live in studio.
Yeah, we're a big racing town now, right? Formula One, NASCAR, etc. But Las Vegas is known now as a racing town, but the most important race, perhaps on the planet, was headquartered right here. It was a race to see which nation would be the first to crack the code and replicate the propulsion system of these mysterious machines seen for decades in our skies and oceans. The race is real, and it's still underway. We are in a race for the tech?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
For more than 80 years, the U.S. government has told the public not to fret about UFO intrusions because nearly all of them are explainable. Behind the scenes, though, intelligence agencies and the Pentagon acknowledge there is a deadly serious contest to figure out UFO technology before Russia or China do. Nevada Senator Harry Reid told us before his death that the race is real and that we'd better win it, which is why he was the primary sponsor of a $22 million secret investigation.
And it's not our belief or conjecture or the opinion of the authors. It's facts from the program. These are from official sources from what the public has paid for.
Dr. James Lacatski spent most of his career with the DIA analyzing the technology of America's adversaries, weapons that could potentially wipe out the world. He was and is a keeper of secrets and regarded his oath and security clearance as gospel. But these days, he is cautiously and meticulously sharing what he can about AWSAP, the largest acknowledged UFO investigation ever funded by the U.S. government. Lacatski designed and managed AWSAP, inspired by a book he read about a UFO hotspot in a remote corner of Utah, a place now known as Skinwalker Ranch. Credible witnesses had reported seeing mysterious high-tech objects emerge from holes in the sky. Lacatski believed this was a potential threat and also an opportunity.
You know, we wanted to learn what can be weaponized here. And basically that was our job at DIA.
Lacatski visited the ranch, escorted by its owner, Las Vegas tycoon Robert Bigelow, had his own bizarre experience there, then convinced DIA leadership that an investigation was warranted. Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid and two of his Senate colleagues agreed, and AWSAP was born. The program was housed within a subsidiary of Bigelow Aerospace, had a team of 50 full-time investigators, and conducted an unprecedented investigation in near total secrecy. Lacatski and his team produced an astounding amount of material, including 115 thick documents and the world's largest UFO data warehouse. 14 years after AWSAP ended, the DIA has yet to release any of the original material. Lacatski is doing it himself. His latest book, New Insights Inside the U.S. Government's UFO Program, makes the case that UFOs and paranormal phenomena related to UFOs are generated by someone or something that is not us.
Can we say they're not human?
I don't think you can. We can be pretty well sure we're not dealing with humans.
The material in the book is from government files, compiled by government personnel in a government-funded program. It may not count as official disclosure, but it's in the same ballpark. New Insights includes remarkable UFO incidents, cases in which airline pilots were followed by huge unknown craft which changed shapes while in the air, eyewitnesses who experienced inexplicable physiological changes after their close encounters, others who suffered major medical consequences, outbreaks of bizarre paranormal phenomena, and entities in the homes of dozens of people who had earlier seen orbs, triangles, or other weird craft. Newly unveiled events from in and around the Utah ranch are the stuff of nightmares, including creature sightings, macabre animal mutilations, and even an incident from the oddities known as the Men in Black. Lacatski flat out admits the government has in its possession at least one recovered craft of unknown origin, a flying machine with no wings, no engine, no fuel tanks.
How do you know it's a craft if it has no fuel tank? You didn't actually see it fly, or, I mean, are you convinced it is some sort of a craft, a machine?
Yes. And by the way, Senator Reid asked the same question.
We're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west.
Like the late senator, Lacatski has no doubt our adversaries have their own programs to reverse engineer UFO tech. The AWSAP program completed almost everything it was designed to do in its 27-month existence. After that, the funding was suddenly paused. Fingers are pointed at multiple possible culprits, but Lacatski now reveals the person responsible.
So, yeah, I mean, do we need disclosure at this point? I mean, there's just so much out there, so much information. I just don't. I mean, we still need official, right?
Yeah, I definitely think we need official disclosure. But I've talked to you about this before, and I maybe even on the show. I do want to do a CE5 out at Skinwalker Ranch. Go camp outside there.
You know, there are Airbnbs that are just around the ranch, and they market it that way.
I'm sure they do. That's probably a great moneymaker.
Oh my God, can you imagine just sitting out there on the balcony and just trying to meditate and trying to attract something?
I would love to do that, man. I really would.
Of course, only attract nice things, right?
Yeah, of course. We've talked about it. We should try and do another one.
All right. I'm for it.
I want to go someplace a little bit more secluded, though.
More than Skinwalker?
No. Like more secluded than where we went last time.
Oh, last time, where did we go?
Over by your mom's house.
Oh, I mean, no, that cliff is really secluded. I don't think you've been up there. It's like in the middle because you have to track. You have to
You
walk
and I,
there.
you and I went there. What are you talking about?
No, we didn't. We didn't. It's way more beyond that. It's
Well,
not that area.
Oh, okay. Well, then we need to go do it for real. Then.
Yeah. There's a track that goes, and then there's a cliff that's way farther. It's like a 10-minute track.
Yeah, I want to be there from 2 to 3 in the morning.
Oh God! We have to. I mean, the sun goes down like at 6:30, so we'd have to go around that time. So we'd have to walk at night. You know what I mean? 2, 3 in the morning. Holy shit!
The witching hour, man. That's when they come. That's when they show up.
It's so scary out there, anyway. But yeah, we got to do it. We gotta,
we got to walk the walk.
Be brave. Yeah, we have to walk the walk. Exactly. We will see something. We will.
I would love to, man. I really would.
All right. I'm for it. It's gonna have to be maybe a Saturday night.
Okay, works for me.
Okay. I have that, and we'll have cameras running just to capture everything. I have a 360, whatever it's called, VR camera.
We can bring some friends and family too if we want. Get a whole crew.
Yeah. Then I would think it probably wouldn't happen if there's a lot of people there.
I'm not talking about like 10, 15 people, like maybe like 1 or 2 other people who are interested in this.
Cool. We can ask. So Lacatski was also on Weaponized for a longer interview. He didn't say much as usual, but he did confirm that we have that one craft that he talks about that we got into the hull, and that there's no wings, no electronics, no engine. So what the hell is it? And how does it fly? And maybe uses
psychic powers.
Yes, exactly. Consciousness. And that's where it all comes back to. And that's why Bigelow, after he was done with AWSAP and the ranch, he went into consciousness. And that's what he's studying now. He's studying consciousness and life after death as well. So in this clip, he talks about Kona Blue. If everyone remembers, Kona Blue was a project brought to the Department of Homeland Security, and it was proposed to them as a reverse engineering program that it would use the infrastructure of DHS and all the different sensors and whatever to track UFOs and then go after anything that might crash and then exploit that material, right? So it was proposed, and then Arrow said, "Oh no, that never happened. It was never." It was never approved. That's what Arrow said. Lacatski is saying that's not true in this clip. What a surprise that what Arrow.
Yeah, exactly. What a surprise.
Yeah.
Why did you say we cannot talk about Kona Blue in past tense? I need you to elaborate on that.
Kona Blue is much more than Kona Blue. I can answer that directly, but I can't go into details. Kona Blue was a compartment. It was also a program. You can, if people knew what they were reading that was released, knew what is between the lines on what DHS, Department of Homeland Security, released, which, by the way, was a very good write-up. There's a key sentence in there. Let people find it. A very good write-up. But the thing is what's to do?
Well, so I'm going to look into that DHS document now. He said there's a line in there that everyone should search for and look for. So I'm going to look for that.
Okay,
and he also says your compartment. He's saying that Kona Blue was a compartment. So he's probably saying that it was because they have, that's what it's called, right? These clearances that everything is put into like a stovepipe, a compartment. So Kona Blue was a compartment of a much larger program, is what he's saying.
Yeah, it makes sense. You keep everyone isolated. No one's talking to each other. That's how you maintain secrecy.
Exactly.
Do with a compartment. Now, am I agreeing with what has been said in DHS's and what has been said by Arrow about Kona Blue? All I can say is,
Okay, so I'm going to read between the lines and assume that there is some active element or component to what we are calling Kona Blue. Let it be an operation, a compartment, whatever. That you can't talk about
Not
it.
a compartment. That's secure.
Okay, so it's not
a program continues. It can be unfunded. It can be funded. It can be temporarily funded. Money can go in and out.
So a UFO study program could continue under that.
And remember what we asked in the rear. It was with a lot of thought. Column wrote it in the rear portions of Skinwalkers at the Pentagon. He suggested private money going in from multiple sources. And I can tell you now that caught people's eye.
Okay. So, I mean, George, that's new to me. Isn't that great?
It is. Dr. Lacatski, the picture that's been painted to the public by assorted people and debunkers and counterintelligence operatives is that Kona Blue was a crackpot idea. It went to Department of Homeland Security. There were some discussions, but they eventually decided there's no value in this. That's what we've been told. There's no value. It's a bunch of crazy stuff going on. And it is completely contrary to the process that you described in the earlier books.
Absolutely.
That Dr. Tara O'Toole and others recognized the value of it. They wanted it to go forward. Somewhere up above intervened, and the public is told it was killed right there.
Yes, and that the program was not killed. You can't kill Kona Blue. At one point in the near future, you'll start seeing it, because I suggested to Dr. Kelleher that there be a book after these four, and I want the public to participate, because it will be my interpretation and my statements that were made in DHS. I was not in favor of some things because I knew that I could never ask Congress for that amount of money. There was no way.
So George, go ahead. I got a bunch more.
Dr. O'Toole, Dr. Tara O'Toole, you met with her. She's a brilliant person, has made no public comment, to my knowledge, about the Kona Blue process, the discussions that were had. She's staying away from it, and I don't blame her. But can you share with us some of what you've already reported and might report in the future about the value that she did see in approving that to go forward?
I can't talk about that because we have to also talk about DHS interests. Okay. And I need approval as we move forward past what.
All right, so Kona Blue is obviously a real program. It is still operating under DHS. So...
Yeah, but he can't talk about it.
No, he can't talk about it, and you have to buy my book and read my book. I mean, I kind of feel it for these guys, but he's retired, and the government is scary when it wants to come down on you, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, they'll just take away any benefits you have, and and probably worse, right?
Right. And, I mean, and they've got your family and everything else. So,
yeah. And people are really harsh on Lacatski, but we have to understand that the reason why he went up the ranks is because he can annoyingly keep secrets like this, right? He's just that personality. Someone like you or me, they would never, ever, bring up. I mean, I think I've told this before. Like when I was a contractor in Iraq, they wouldn't even give me a DoD ID. Everyone else, not everyone else, but a lot of people around me would get the ID, and I would follow up with security guys. I'm like, "Where's mine?" Like I remember getting an embassy ID. I guess that's easier. Like because I wanted a DoD one, and every day I'd bother them. I'm like, and they're like, "Yeah, we haven't heard back yet." And I was one of them, and that was way back then. And I'm talking about people who weren't even American citizens who got the DoD ID.
Right.
So all they had to do is just plug in what my book reading is in Amazon, and I'm sure they're like, yeah, we're not giving it to this guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's understandable.
So this is what this type of personality we have in front of us here. He's just a keeper of secrets, and he's very, like George said it, he takes it as gospel. So, but it also means he is trusted with a lot of information, and he does call out a lot of people in this interview who are. He doesn't say names, but he says a lot of disinformation agents out there. He goes, there are people out there talking about projects who have no idea what they're talking about, but they speak with confidence. And he has no idea what the agenda is, but that there are people out there muddying the waters.
Right. And we can guess at many of those names.
Right. Yes, exactly. And yeah, I'm like scared to name him now after what they did. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Especially that, I mean, yeah, we talked about this on the show. We don't have to talk about it again. But as we can see, there's just so much disinformation in this field. It's because it's just easy to do, right? There's people, an audience who want to believe and are susceptible to stories, you know.
But that's why I think we do need official disclosure. Because when you don't have that, you have a lot of people just that get to run their mouths and just say whatever.
Right.
And people, will tend to believe because
they want
the nature
to
of the field.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's not like they're naive or anything.
Right.
And maybe in the beginning, I think all the believers are a bit naive just in the beginning, and they become hardened because from what I've seen, even like the new people that came in after 2017, a lot of them got fatigued and got hurt, saying, all we hear is stories about it's going to come out soon. They start making fun of the soon. Lots of them turned against like disclosure in general and just said the whole thing is a psyop. But that was the purpose of the counter intel.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was designed and played out perfectly.
Yeah, it definitely was. And Carl Nell is saying that this push for disclosure is dead. I think it's just evolving. A lot of these people have to grow up and know that there's a lot of intelligence assets in this field, and that they want to control the narrative because it's powerful. I mean, maybe it's something that has to do with not religion, but something within us that want to be religious and believe in higher powers. It plays on that in a way.
Yeah, I think
right.
I think you're exactly right. Yeah, I mean, I think most people at our core, we do want to believe in something greater than ourselves.
Right. Yeah. Yes, and so they're taking advantage of that, just like how during the COVID era they took advantage of empathy and people's goodness. Right. You don't want to kill grandma kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I think that's a really good comparison.
So buy Lacatski's book, everyone. Nah, I don't want to make. There's so many people making fun of him.
I'm telling you, man. If we really want this podcast to go big, we need to write a book.
All right. What would be our premise?
Uncovering Anomalies podcast, the book.
Yeah, we'll just it'll just be episode by episode summary kind of thing.
Yeah, you know what? We'll use AI to digitize everything that we say in the episodes, and we'll just turn it into one big book.
There we go. That will be a great contributor to human knowledge, I think.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Oh, now over to 3i Atlas, which has left our solar system.
It lost its tail. Did you see that?
I did see that. Yeah, the New York Post said that, which is insane. So it still is a very strange object, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And they saw another one. I don't have that queued up, but there's something that came in between 3i Atlas, another object.
Really? I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, it was another interstellar object. How can I find this?
Sorry, I'm laughing at this. Hello, I'm Doctor. Obviously, he's going to say I'm Doctor.
His name,
whatever,
yes, yeah.
It's a funny subtitle as a still.
If I remember correctly, this is that NASA whistleblower that came out. Here it is, new interstellar object appeared between Earth and 3i Atlas.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I mean, of course, Avi Loeb will say that this is one of the drones that these motherships let go. Right. Yeah. All right. So astronomers discovered C-2025 V1 Borisov on November 2nd, another hyperbolic orbit comet from outside our solar system, found by the same guy who spotted 2I Borisov 3962. It's literally positioned directly in line between Earth and 3I Atlas in Virgo. Initial reports showed no tail, just a coma. Recent OBS confirm a short tail, but it's still super weird. Observations. 642 perihelion, November 16th. 2 interstellar visitors in 1 year, perfectly aligned. Yeah, it is weird. So there it is right there.
Yeah, very strange.
Oh God.
Cool AI picture there.
Right. All right. Yeah. Back to
Hello, I'm
Dr. Gregory Rogers, former U.S. Air Force NASA chief surgeon. If you remember, he's the whistleblower that came out that said he saw a video. Someone showed him a video of the U.S. having a saucer testing
That's
it.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's this guy. He does bring up some really important points about 3i Atlas. So let's take a listen.
Hello, I'm Dr. Gregory Rogers. I used to be a flight surgeon for the United States Air Force and for NASA, Chief of Aerospace Medicine at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station. One thing that I would like to address right now is that there are so many stories and competing stories about what all is going on with 3i Atlas. So I want to add my 2 bits to it. I don't want to focus on all of the different strange anomalous things that so many other people have brought up, especially Dr. Avi Loeb, but I want to discuss just the chemistry. When I worked with the space program, I knew about the chemistry of the space shuttle, the deep space satellites we were sending out, the Hubble Space Telescope, even the chemistry of Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 are well known. One of the characteristics of our spacecraft is that they have nickel alloys that they are made of. And the reason we chose to make these alloys useful for our spacecraft is because they are so adaptable to the space environment. Iron, on the other hand, is not. So we don't put iron into any of our spacecraft. Well, when we study the chemistry of 3i Atlas, one of the things that we see is that there's no iron there appreciably, but there are nickel alloys that are very similar to the nickel alloys that we use in our spacecraft. When the universe creates iron, it also creates nickel. And when it creates nickel, creates iron.
Okay. Yeah, that is definitely strange. So it could be just a natural thing that space does. You know, if we do it, then maybe nature does it as well. It's not like we do things separately from nature.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we know so little still about space.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to, I don't know. Everything we view from about space comes from an Earth perspective, you know.
Right. Yes. And intention. I mean, it could have been if they're saying it is a weird orbit and it's weird that it comes into the inner solar system. Could have been an older civilization, maybe object that it's you know, it's just forgotten about, or just an ancient relic that just keeps going around. Or it could be one of ours that who knows, launched in the 80s or 70s or something like that. And it's just coming around. I don't know. Very weird that he says that. And that is the signature. It is nickel alloy, and that's why it's green.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Very strange. And then more 3i Atlas. Of course, Trump fired this guy. He put in, now we have, what's his name? Musk guy. I forget his name now, but he's coming in. So I don't think Sean Duffy has a reason to lie about this. Maybe. I mean, he's leaving. So why would he have to lie about 3i Atlas?
You know, who knows why the government does what they do? There's no telling either way. You know, why would they lie? Why would they tell the truth? Who knows? There's no telling either way. They've designed it that way.
Yeah, they don't have to take responsibility for it, and they have immunity, full immunity.
Yeah.
So Sean Duffy was on the Sean Ryan show, and he's saying that's just a normal comet in this clip. Not a surprise, I guess. I don't expect anything else, especially that NASA now is part of the intelligence community.
Right.
Trump did that last month as well.
The 3i Atlas object. What is the fear? What's the spin going on about this?
I think social media can take off, and you can have people come out with credibility and make claims. But what the claims are and what we have seen at NASA don't match up. right? And so I think humans love conspiracy theories. I think people get fascinated with extraterrestrial life and, what's out there. And this is one of those issues that people have been able to lean into and let their imaginations expand and think it could be something that what we're seeing, it is not.
It's just a comet.
It's a comet.
It's going to pass by, no big deal.
Do a fly
just
by.
like all the other ones.
Yeah. But it will have been an exciting time thinking about what it could have been. But it's not, Sean.
Right on. The 3i.
For sure. I mean, it is it's a lot more fun to think, this was some sort of alien ship passing through our solar system. It's a lot more fun to think that than it is just, this is just some sort of comet. This is just some sort of rock passing through our solar system. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
And we are a conspiracy podcast. We've been talking about 3i Atlas ever since it was first announced.
Right.
And it's really fun to think about. Is it an alien spaceship? Is it a probe? Is it some sort of alien drone? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of agree. More likely, it's just kind of something weird passing through our solar system.
It's weird, exactly. And it's because it's interstellar. That's why it's weird. It's something we're not used to, or we haven't, they haven't identified them before. This is just the third one. I mean, it probably happens all the time. Maybe our equipment's gotten way more sensitive and advanced, so we can see them easier. But of course, the guy who's pushing it, Avi Loeb, he's not a good guy either.
Right.
This guy, Ty Roberts from the Total Disclosure podcast, tells a story about Avi Loeb. He had him on his show once before, and now this is a story he tells of him being on the show a second time, which he didn't air. And he tells his story why he didn't air it. And I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Yeah, let's take a listen.
That was pre-contact in the desert. And now I'm going to fast forward to post-contact in the desert. And there's a reason I'm telling this story tonight, because fuck it. I don't care anymore. I've learned some things from other content creators, other interviewers, if you will. Avi Loeb. Now, here's the thing. So I had done that first interview with him, and I had considered us pretty friendly, texting, calling. The next time I wanted to do an interview with him, it was when I opened this studio, and he sat right there. And being a smaller creator, and now make no mistake about it, if he had said, I only want a Uber to pick me up, or if he said, I want a limo, it's like that other guy, honestly, I would have considered it for Avi, because that's how much he meant to me. But I grew up in Billerica, right next to, I don't know if I should say where he lives. I don't know if that's public, but it's very close. And I was already in Billerica that day. I'm like, why? I'll just pick him up on my way back home, right? And if he wants, he can sit in the back and pretend I'm, if he wants to not talk and engage in the ride. I didn't smoke in the car. We don't smoke in the car. So the car is it's good to go. I get to his house. I text him. I say, hey, I'm here. And I don't get any response for 5 minutes. Now, mind you, he had a very hard out time. This was the car needed to be out there by this time so he could get to this place. Knowing all that, I'm like, okay, let's go. So I pick him up. He's clearly frustrated with something. He gets in the front seat. He yells at me. He doesn't yell at me right away, but he made this he gave me this look that I'd never seen before. Now, mind you, Julian Dory, Danny Jones, all those guys, Jesse, they all, if they're friendly with someone, they'll go pick them up at the airport or whatever, and then they'll bring them to the studio and then send a car, and the car will bring them home. And that's essentially what happened. I picked him up, and then I paid for the most expensive Uber X thing you could have, and we had it waiting for the end of the show. That's all hindsight stuff now, obviously. But something was off. I could cut the fucking tension in that car with a knife. And I just looked over to him. And I'm like, everything okay, buddy? And he's like, dude, I have never been ripped into so hard in my life by anybody. He just starts telling me how he can charge me $10,000 for an interview, how I offended him by picking him up myself, how about I mean, every single way this guy could belittle me, he belittled me. He said it was too hot in the car. Mind you, the heat was not on, and it was July. I had the AC on. The car was not hot. And for anyone who wants to ask, it was not hot. And he's like freaking out. Then the GPS is telling me to go one way. He doesn't like the way that I go, and he rips into me about that. He doesn't stop yelling at me until I pull in the driveway. We were then I had already texted Jess, my girlfriend, and I had warned her I did something I usually don't do. I texted at a red light, and I said, something's wrong with him today. I don't know what it is, but he's freaking out. I was like, you need to have everything ready to go when I get there. The text never made it to her. So everything wasn't ready to go when I got here. And he sat in this chair, and we got up the stairs. He asked me where the bathroom was. He went into the bathroom, came out here, belittled me and my girlfriend. And I'm not gonna get into the details, specifics about the things I am not going to release that episode. First of all, you can see that I'm fucking shaken. I'm not scared of Avi Loeb. I would punch that guy in his mouth and I would put him through a wall if I needed to. But the way he was acting, if I was a woman, if I was someone else, they might have been timid and they might have been fearful. That's the way he was acting. And you can see it in my eyes during the whole interview. Something's wrong. And mind you, in the interview, he tells me that 3i Atlas is definitely a natural object, but how he needs $1 billion from Congress. And I promise this, I promise, as soon as each camera I hit record on each camera and said, we're live, he fucking went into interview mode and acted like nothing happened. End of the interview, 1 hour and 7 minutes in, he points at his watch, and I had already texted Jess to have a car out there at that exact minute. So he just got up, walked out to the front of the driveway, didn't even say bye, walked out, got in the Uber and left. And I texted him, and I was desperately I had no fucking idea what just transpired. And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry if I offended you. This was not my. And then he just goes, yep, can't wait to talk again. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? What the fuck? What is wrong with him? And I can almost guarantee you that he did not act like that to Joe Rogan.
Acting like a diva.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
Could you imagine? I mean, like you said, other people go and pick up. It's not a big deal. I mean, especially if he was going there. And I know Danny Jones and Rogan, they pick up their guests, they go have lunch, and then they go to the show or breakfast or something, and they go and do the show. And then a car takes them to the airport, right?
See, so, this is why I'm so hesitant to have guests on.
Well, we're not inviting them to the city, but yes.
I'm totally kidding. Totally kidding. But that would, that would.
Good point. You have to deal with that. You do have to deal with that.
That would honestly, I mean, if I was in his situation, I would have just been like, no, get out of the car. We're not doing this.
Right, exactly. Or drive all the way back to the hotel and say, all right, man, sorry this didn't work out, but I'm not gonna take that from you, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that really sucks for that dude. I feel terrible. That's horrible, but that's that doesn't really surprise me about Avi Loeb, to be honest.
No, it doesn't. And especially that he goes, yeah, it's just a comment. I just want $1 billion from the government. And then once he turned the cameras on, he got all oh, all right, let's do this, and completely got into interview mode.
I don't know.
Because he is pushing for that money. It's just all these people, all these billionaires, a lot of them are contractors, are government contractors, including Musk. Musk is a government contractor for, I think, all his businesses, and you can see that for a lot of people. Ellison as well. All these big tech guys are basically government contractors, or got even the technology from the government,
But they have these God complexes, though,
Yeah, they do. For what? Because you're a Harvard I mean, I can. Okay, no, that would go to someone's head, anyone's head. But like, relax, man. You know, especially this guy. He's a nice dude. He's got a little podcast. It's just like him. You know, it's a one-man show, like you said. He's getting him an Uber. I mean, I don't know. It's just wrong to treat people that way.
Yeah, really, it really is. I mean, I don't know. I've been. I was about to say I've been in bad moods and I haven't treated people like that, but recently. But I was heavily drugged when I treated someone that poorly.
That is different. Yeah,
that was a lot. That was very different.
Right, and a different environment as well. And, you know, and instead of you weren't being invited in to something, yeah,
opposite. Quite,
you're right.
Opposite. I was being held in place.
Exactly. So that's So I mean, it's a different environment, really. I mean, I probably would have acted like that too. You know, being restrained. Like, who knows what I would have done.
Yeah, but I mean, to be a guest on a show like that, like, could you imagine if you know, we got picked up by Bitcoin Live and acted like that?
Yeah, exactly. Like, dude, you didn't send me a limo. You know, I don't appreciate this. And you know, I asked for only blue M&Ms in the room, and I didn't get that. Yeah, it's that type of behavior.
Yeah,
right?
It's total like 70s rock star, you know, no longer acceptable behavior. It wasn't acceptable back then either.
No, exactly. And it just goes to prove our point that we need to be wary of Avi and his what his goals are. And it's not to push these things. He's got another agenda.
Yes.
He wants to fund his project, his what is it called? The Galileo project, which was funded by private money, $2 million, but now he's looking for $1 billion from the government.
That's insane. Good luck with that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we have with 3i Atlas. I think that is a funny ending scene for that. It's gone, like nothing happened. Actually, nothing did happen except for people losing their minds over it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll get some exit stories from 3i Atlas. Who knows? I doubt it, but you never know.
No. Europe is having a drone incursion again.
Nice.
I think last week it was Sweden, right?
Was that last week or 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago. Yeah, it was Sweden. And then this week it's Belgium again.
Cool.
And of course we're moving, and this is just, it's not very clear footage, but of course we're moving military equipment. So here is a video of it. And when people slowed it down, I mean, yes, sure, that does look like military planes, but we don't put our lights like that. We don't put red, and then.
Well,
and this stopped the airport. It shut down the airport. So
didn't we talk about it a few weeks ago that there's a theory that our FAA lights come from?
Oh yes,
UFO lights.
Yes, I remember reading that in Donald Kehoe's book.
Yeah.
See how like the green came out of nowhere and it's on the same side of the red? That's not what we do.
Yeah, it's very, very bizarre flight behavior too.
Whoa, why is the sound on? I'm sorry. Yeah, it is weird. And the way it turns on a dime.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I bet you what's his name's down here. Where what's his name? Pixel. I'm sure he covered it. Is it Pixel? Come on, show up. Nope. Nah, too bad I forget his name. But he usually checks these out. What if I put Brussels drone? Would he come up? Because he does good analysis. Nope, not you, not you, not you. Wow, everyone covered it. So, I mean, we still call these things drones. They're not drones. These are UAPs, right?
What's that?
They're UAPs. I mean, they're unidentified. We can't bring them down.
They're aerial and they're phenomenon.
Right. Strobes and clearly a helicopter video from Brussels airport. Yeah, but it's not making helicopter noise. Anyway,
but I do one thing I do like about the internet is how much analysis you get from everywhere.
I know. Yeah, open source.
Yes.
Could you imagine if they released this tech? Humanity would reverse engineer it in a week.
Yeah, no
seriously,
kidding.
a week.
Yeah.
Instead of having like 10 people work on it. That's what we're good at. Amazing at, actually. Humanity just, advances things so quickly and figures them out.
We're
together.
incredible at stuff.
Yeah, we definitely are. Like, okay, ARPANET, DARPA created the internet, right? The ARPANET, it's archaic. It was nothing. Once they released it to us, look what we did with it. Same thing with crypto. Crypto was the same thing. It was given to us. Look what we did with it. So
just incredible stuff, man. Humankind is we got a lot of problems, but
yeah,
overall we're pretty cool, bro.
Agreed. And then you shared with me a case which I've never even heard of before. Of course, everyone's shitting on it.
I would love to do a deep dive on this, but I don't know how much information there really is on this.
Yeah, it might be like just a story, basically, right? Like I don't know. We'll have to look into it.
The Ronnie Hill incident of 1967. On the afternoon of July 21st, 1967, 14-year-old Ronnie Hill of Pamlico County, North Carolina, reportedly captured one of the most curious photographs in UFO history. And it looks like a little gray alien or a little alien in a metallic suit with a UFO behind him.
Right.
There's another picture if you click to the right.
Whoa.
There it is right there. I think that was the original. The first picture is the enhanced version.
Look at its eyes are glowing.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. I mean, I love stuff like this. I recently listened to we've covered on the show the Sandown Clown. Remember that one?
Yep.
That one. That's one of my favorite stories of all time. Even though all it really is a story told by two 8-year-olds in England.
In England, yeah, that's a great one.
But it's still such a bizarre, cool story. I love it, and I love stuff like this. According to Hill's account, he had been playing alone in the family's yard when the air suddenly filled with a pungent, unfamiliar odor so strong it made his eyes water. Alarmed, he looked toward a nearby field and was astonished to see what he described as a spherical white craft approximately 9 feet in diameter settling onto the ground. Realizing that few would believe such a claim without evidence, Ronnie dashed inside, grabbed his portable Kodak camera, and hurried back outside. There he witnessed an extraordinary sight, a being in a reflective silver suit emerging from behind the craft. The figure was described as having thin, spindly legs, an oversized gnome-like head.
Dude.
Very, very cool.
People are saying, so this is AI enhanced, right?
I don't know if it's AI enhanced or, someone just took the photo and enhanced it themselves using Photoshop or whatever.
Because people are like, this is clearly a baseball and this is a toy or something.
Yeah.
See the
I don't know.
sketches?
I mean, it's a really haunting photo. I don't know. I like stories like this. I mean, this is a Reddit post, so I don't really give a shit what the comments say. Redditors are complete morons, and I learn absolutely nothing from reading the comments.
I know, because it's fake as F.
Yeah.
Ghost photos. What's this? I mean, no, it's not. I mean, okay, it's not close to it.
Spaceship looks like a baseball. Scroll up. No, to the very top.
Oh, very top.
No, look at the main picture.
Oh.
Does that look like a baseball to you?
No.
Does that look anything like a baseball to you?
I see stitches here, but they're not. They're obviously artifacts created by the process of enhancing it, because the scratches here too.
Right.
Which, yeah. So no.
And
I mean,
last I saw, baseballs don't have keyholes in the front.
Well, no, he's holding up something, obviously, right?
Is that what is going on there?
Yeah, because at least it looks like it's attached to his hand. It might be like a translation device. Take me to your leader.
Yeah, it could be a microphone, like the Sandown clown.
Speak in here. Yeah, exactly. Or he puts it on his ear and he talk through it.
Anyway, I don't think that looks like a baseball. I don't think that looks like a toy.
I'm with you.
I think this is a really cool photo. And
Wow.
yeah, I like photos like this. I don't think it's easily explained.
No.
I don't think it's a baseball on a toy. I think that's a really stupid explanation.
It is. And these people always come into the comments really quick, you know?
Yeah.
Always.
And I bet if you track their IP address, they'd be coming from one specific or maybe two different specific IP addresses.
And now we know that the egg shape craft is a thing. You know,
Yeah.
Many people talk about it. And it's not far-fetched that this being was inside of that. And then the smell thing, the odor, and it burned his eyes. Isn't that the sulfur?
Yeah, it's sulfur and ammonia. That's how
Yeah.
they're always described. In
Weird.
fact, we were talking about the Varginha case earlier.
Yeah.
That's exactly what everyone said the alien smelled like was sulfur and ammonia.
Exactly. Look at that. Did we know what kind of camera? We should look into this more. I'll write it down.
Yeah,
maybe we'll do a deep dive.
Said it was a Kodak. I'm assuming like.
Oh.
Yeah, Ronnie Dash inside grabbed this portable Kodak camera.
Okay, so there's negatives, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like these more because it was way before AI, before CGI, even.
Yeah, and I don't like. How old was the kid? He was like 11 or something, right?
He was young. Is it up here? 14. 14-year-old.
I don't think a 14-year-old is going to know how to like double expose a. He's not going to know how to fake a photograph in 1967.
Right. And if you look at if it's a toy, then these would definitely look much bigger than when it looks now. These are clearly long.
They're trees.
Yeah, but like these bushes here, they're the same as the ones here. You know, so it could be 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
How do you say the diameter is 9 feet?
The size of the craft is 9 feet, is what he said. 9 feet in diameter.
All right. So if the being's like 3 feet tall, that's enough room for it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, and speaking of that, you see what the Chinese have released, this robot that walks like a human.
Oh no.
Dude, this is so bizarre to watch. I think look at that. I think it's like a model walking. Look. That is not a human.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. I mean.
Oh, and they even gave it boobs.
Yeah, they did. And that's what this post was about. It was what, how come they have to give them boobs? But
well, it's weird too, because like it's like it's not like a skin tight thing because it's got like like it looks like it's wearing a suit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like wrinkles.
But like the Optimus looks ridiculous compared to this. And it's obviously modeled after like the catwalk.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's walking like a runway model.
Yeah.
Well, it's walking like a drunk runway.
Yeah, it's like
like it's almost there, not quite.
Right. I mean, where are we going with these? The Chinese, dude, are so advancing so quickly.
This guy's talking about how he's about to have sex with this robot.
No more loneliness. My phone, it's a Google phone, so it will immediately translate. You can tell it to translate if the guy's speaking Chinese to translate into English text. I don't know how accurate it is, but it does that.
Well, that's cool.
Of course, it's called Xping.
We're getting pretty close to Westworld, huh?
Yeah, dude, we really are. I'd love to rewatch that.
Well,
have you watched the new one that came out on Apple TV Plus? Pluribus. Dude, you'd love it.
It's called Pluribus?
Yes, it's the creator. It's the creator of Breaking Bad. So
I heard about that.
He wrote and direct. Oh, dude, you would love it.
check
You
it
would.
out.
I watched it without even. I didn't watch the preview at all. I'm like, no way, dude, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it other than it's the guy who made Breaking Bad.
I'm not even gonna
Yeah,
say.
don't tell me
but
anything about it.
all I'm gonna say is you're gonna love it. So there's 2 episodes out. Enjoy. I'm pretty pissed. I have to wait. Look at these things.
Yeah, maybe
man.
I might wait until the whole season's out because I don't
Really?
Yeah, I don't like doing the week to week thing. I always do it and I hate it.
Something's gonna leak to you then. Maybe.
A little worried. That's not gonna work. Oh my god. My wall is
This is the American version.
Yeah, exactly.
The robot is going rogue. Let's say that I'm an 8-year-old and it's just me and Terminator 12,000 here. Would I be able to get away from it? Did you see me?
It's looking right at you.
Now we're going to be testing the robot in residential applications to see if it's safe. And I want to cook it. All right, come on, stand up. Whoa! Oh my god. Ooh. I need you to cook me a meal. I need protein. It needs to be healthy. It's a gas stove. Be careful. You see yourself? That's a mirror. Yeah. You stupid idiot. All right, cook a meal. No. That's a waste. That's a waste. Stop. Settle down. So if you can cook me the meal, I'm gonna go on in here and play Fortnite. Okay? Yeah. What the?
They must
All
be
it is
messing
clean up
with
app-
it on purpose.
What?
They have to be messing with that robot on purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
Daddy, chill.
Oh man.
Somebody shut it up!
Get out of my house! Now we're gonna do the burglary test.
Oh.
Get back! I'm very curious if the robot can bust through the door into my house.
It's gonna break through the door.
I think so too.
I changed my mind again.
Genuinely, if this is a robot or human, I'm actually putting way more money on a robot coming through. You hear something? Okay.
Break it in.
Here you go. Here you go.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Look at the money. $15,000 minus 15,000 minus 5,000.
Oh man.
What a world we're getting into.
Yeah, I wonder how close we are to like actual Westworld style robots. What do you think? 5 years, 10 years?
Yeah. 10 years max. Probably 5 years. With all the money being dumped in, right? And all these companies from China and here. Mostly China. A lot of them are China. Oh, yeah. So the drones that were tested in Gaza are now being flown in the United States.
Oh, good.
Yeah. AI
There's no way
drones.
that could go wrong.
I know. It's like we really use Palestine as a training ground for these things.
Yeah.
AI-powered drones, first used by Israel to surveil and bomb Palestinians in Gaza, are now flying over American cities, spying on protests, scanning crowds, and automatically uploading footage to police databases. Skydio. Ah, man. It's like they don't even understand that we used to live in a constitutional republic, Like privacy, I know privacy was killed basically with the Patriot Act and possibly before, but now it's just, that's it. It's just really a piece of paper.
Yeah, it's really depressing world we live in now, man.
And it's not going to be easy to be a dissident.
Right. You
forward.
won't allowed to be a dissident.
Right. And your social credit score, because now what's his name is head of the World Economic Forum, Larry Fink.
Mm-hmm.
And he's BlackRock, right? And he it was, I think it was 2 days ago, he said that he wants to tokenize everything, including nature. But if everything is tokenized, then that will be the new social credit system.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they want social credit, but they don't want to call it social credit because of the negative connotation that goes along with that.
Exactly. And they're going to make it very enticing. You know, they're going to say, all right, if you want to be part of this new system, I don't know, here is an injection of $100,000 for you. If you accept this as $100,000, $200,000, whatever, right? I mean, they have to make it enticing. And if you don't, then you're not, and you want to live outside of that system, that new system being built, you're not going to be able to reap the benefits.
Right.
You know, I think that's how it's going to go down, because they need to replace this system that we have now.
Mm-hmm.
So God help us. I know the crypto community is already thinking about this. So, you know, if we stay in touch with them and see what they're doing, they'll figure out ways to circumvent this new system and have their own payment system without social credit score. That's what's so great. You know, this always happens. There's one faction that wants to impose tyranny on us, but then there'll be another faction that will promote human liberty and freedom. And there's always that counteracting movement.
Yeah, I'm a pessimist though, and it seems to me that every time that the people who want tyranny go up against the people who want freedom, the people who want tyranny seem to win.
Yes, yeah. I'm going to say with COVID, they didn't win. You know, that was the most concerning one to me. You know, it was very scary, but it wasn't the people pushing back. So you might have a point there, because what it was geopolitics that changed, and Putin invaded Ukraine. That's what stopped it. But the agenda is still going on with putting Larry Fink in the WEF and him talking about tokenizing everything. It's the Great Reset. It's the whole thing all over again. But now without the excuse of COVID.
Right.
Scary, scary, scary. One final thing. I'm sure you've seen that there is now a rift in the Republican Party and the GOP. And it's basically people who are pro-Israel against people or pro-Israel versus anti-Israel, or pro-Israel versus
anti-Zionist.
Right. And America first people. I just want to think America first. The pro-Israel side say that being pro-Israel is America first. The other side is like, well, you guys clearly are not taking care of the country. Look at our young people. You know, I mean, the questions they're asking at these events, it's all about Israel. It's nuts. They asked Eric Trump about it. Who else was on the stage and they were asking him, which I thought was nuts. Anyway, but they're getting up and they're asking the hard questions at these university events.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, and of course they're having a meltdown. Here's a quick clip on that.
If you guys don't know what's happening on the right, it's pretty insane. The pro-Israel neocons are crashing out because they're losing support among traditional conservatives.
We're surrounded by cowards who have microphones, who have TV cameras, who have websites, who have columns. Cowards. It's spelled C-A-R-L-S-O-N. It's spelled F-U-E-N-T-E-S. It's spelled O-W-E-N-S. It's spelled B-A-N-N-O-N. It's spelled Marjorie Trader Green. You can figure that out yourself.
The reason they're crashing out is because people just don't want to listen to them anymore. You don't need to take my word for it. Just look at the decreasing subscribers and views for YouTube accounts like Ben Shapiro. Compare that to the growth of YouTube accounts like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson. Because the pro-Israel crowd is so worried about this going mainstream on the right, the response is to isolate Tucker from the right.
Friends, make no mistake. Tucker is not MAGA.
Ultimately, the subtext of all of this frantic pro-Israel wagon circling is that the polling isn't good for Israel. They are losing America, and they know it.
You think your stupid little podcast, or your stupid little subscription program, or your little TV show, or maybe you have a little radio show, is going to change the world? Like hell it is. Not if I and everybody else have something to say about it.
Mark Levin is a complete psycho, man.
Yeah, no kidding.
You think your little podcast, your little TV show is going to change the world?
Yeah, I mean, it's so obvious who's getting that APAC money.
I know, yeah, and they're seriously losing it. And the X algorithm has changed. That's all I see in my feed is these pro-Israel guys. And then you go in the comments and everyone is dumping on them. Everyone, like, dude, it's. I can't believe we're here, but I know what usually follows. That's what's really scaring me. I love that everyone's waking up, but what follows is going to be bad.
Yeah,
these people are nuts.
Yeah, looking, you know, we're probably looking at another false flag attack. Something that's going to make Israel look real good. So they get all the support back.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they'll try anything, and maybe that won't even work. I think we're at that point. We're at that point where if something happens, we're not going to fall for it. At least that's
Pressure.
what I'm seeing. I mean, there's a lot of warnings out there. But you know, if a financial crash happens, we have no choice. Or okay, let's say you know who takes care of our grids, right? It's Israel. Our cybersecurity on the electrical grid.
Right.
It's Israeli companies. So say they take down the electrical grid. In 2 days, the food goes rotten, right? Because your fridge is not working.
Mhm.
2 days, the food goes rotten. People will start leaving their houses and start looking for food. Okay, and that's when it gets bad. You're talking about just 2 days when there's no electricity. So there's a lot of things they could do, and people will forget all of this stuff once they're in danger of starving or dying.
Yeah, man, it's really scary stuff.
So prepare, I would say, get food. If we were sponsored by any food company, I'll be like, go buy your emergency food from what is it called? Patriot Supply /UAP.
There you go. Get 15% off your first order.
Yeah. Hey, we could sign up for that. We can start shilling. Why not?
Yeah, why not? We need to get paid too.
Yeah, exactly.
We do this for free.
I think that would be very fitting also for our podcast, since sometimes we do paint a very gloomy view of the future. Why not? Would make sense. And without us being shilling anyway, you guys, everyone should go out and buy emergency food, at least 3 months supply anyway. Medicine, right? And
Absolutely.
I would say ammo. What is it? Gold and bullets.
Yeah, that's really all you need during the apocalypse.
Gold, bullets, and cigarettes.
Gold, bullets, and cigarettes. Yeah, toss your vapes, people, because you can't recharge those once the electricity is out.
Yeah, and you can't barter them. Cigarettes, you can barter a cigarette. You're like, dude, here's a cigarette. Can I get this? Or can you help me out here? Or here's a pack. Something like that, like prison.
Yeah, exactly. It's prison rules.
Where else did I read that it's not just cigarettes now, it's ramen packs is the new one?
Yeah, ramen is huge in prison right now.
I love ramen.
I do too.
It's such a great invention.
Well, we want to thank you all so much for listening to the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. Adam, where can our listeners who are already listening to the show find our episodes?
Well, it's important to say that some platforms take down episodes, some don't. So it's good to know that we are on all video platforms and podcasting platforms in case that happens. Although you won't know. The best one probably to go to that does not censor and won't for the near future would probably be Rumble. So we're on Rumble, we're on YouTube, and BitChute as well, and Odyssey. So we're on those. But Spotify took off our episode last week, which 2 weeks ago, which sucks. And so yes, we are on Spotify. You probably found us there, and Apple and all those other big podcasting platforms. We are on X as well, at UAP the podcast. I'm at Breakaway Civ, and Topher is at Topher it all. So it shouldn't be too hard to find us. And we appreciate you guys listening to us, watching us, send us feedback. We did get some pitches by email. I do have to discuss them with Topher first. But definitely keep sending us those, and we will discuss internally, maybe bring you on the show. We'll see. But yeah, thank you for all your support. We definitely appreciate it.
And I hate to say this, I really do, but it truly does help. Please like and subscribe.
Yes.
It really does help. It helps with the algorithm, and it helps spread the show. And it gets our numbers up so we can reach more and more people.
Yeah, I mean, 80% of our listeners on YouTube are not subscribed. So there's that.
Yeah, so please subscribe.
Yeah, it helps us, and then it'll show up in your feed, your home feed, and you don't have to go looking for us like we've heard people have to do. So yeah, share it with friends and family. That'll be great on your social media. We do try to keep cussing at a minimum, right? We didn't cuss this show, did we?
I did several times. I have a potty mouth. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. And Topher, I'm glad you're doing well, feeling good, kicking ass. And yeah, that's it.
All right, that's going to do it for us here at the UAP. We will see you all next week.
Next week, everyone.
Day by day, night by night, where do I stand? Where do I fight? The conspiracy has taken me, and now I'm fighting relentlessly. What's the truth and what's the lie? Will we forever fight and die? We uncover truths and tell you what's the news, what they won't tell you. It's Adam and Topher. We come in peace. Our hunt for the truth will never cease. It's the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. We tell you the UFO news at last. Forgive us for being brief, but the truth never sleeps. Day by day, night by night, where do I stand? Where do I fight? The conspiracy is taking me, and now I'm fighting relentlessly. What's the truth and what's the lie? Will we forever fight and die? We uncover truths and tell you what's the news, what they won't tell you. It's Adam and Topher. We come in peace. Our hunt for the truth will never cease. It's the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. We tell you the UFO news at last. Forgive us for being brief, but the truth never sleeps.